Good morning. I'm Jeannie Snedeker. I'm the Interim Director of Christian Education, and I'd like to ask our children to come forward. Hi, Joey. And if you're joining us online, we welcome you, and we're so glad you're with us today. Hey, everybody. Let's see, I got to be strategic about this, I think. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody today? I love your boots.
Why did you say good morning 3 times?
Oh, I'm so happy. Look at my bucket. It is so filled up.
Oh, I know this book.
Yeah. Boys and girls, we are going to talk today about getting along. Why do you think it's important to get along? That's a hard one. Billy.
So you could become friends?
So you can become friends. That's a very important one. So we can make friends. Joey?
So people are nice to you?
So people are nice to you. So you think, so like if we're nice to other people, they'll be nice back, right? Anybody else? Why is it important we get along? Gracie? The golden rule, very good, which is we want to treat other people the way we wish to be treated. Billy, one more?
To create friendship.
I love that. Create friendship. Very nice. Okay, those are all fantastic answers. And I have one too. God calls us to love one another. And I think that is our very biggest job as people. We have lots of important jobs, but the biggest one is to love each other. And I have brought a few things that will help us understand that. Ingrid, do you have something to say? You can't find that out till Sunday school. That's a Sunday school box. This is the children's moment bucket, okay? So you can see my bucket is filled with colorful ping pong balls. And this is my happiness bucket, right? And you all have read that book. Have you filled a bucket today? Everybody read that book? Okay, well, if you haven't, we're going to make sure everybody understands the story. In the story, it talks about how when you do something nice for someone else, you fill their bucket, right? And when you do something nice for someone else, guess what? You fill your own bucket too. So for example, I got up this morning and got ready for church real early, but then when my husband got up, Mr. Andrew, he told me how nice I looked. Oh, that put some colored ping pong balls right in my bucket because it made me feel so good. And then when we got to church today, Pastor Mark prayed for all of us. He prayed for all of us that are here as staff. He prayed for the whole church. That put more colored balls in my bucket because that also made me feel filled up. So you get the idea. When someone does something nice, we feel filled up with love and with kindness. But that's not always easy, is it? Sometimes being kind to others, being nice to others is challenging, and sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we might say or do something that hurts someone else. Sometimes we might leave someone out, or maybe we're not willing to share. What happens to my bucket then?
Empty.
I take things out of my bucket. So if I say something that hurts Billy's feelings, I take balls out of my bucket, but also out of his, right? So if I'm hurting him, it takes some happiness away from him. But I got to tell you, when we are hurtful, when we are the person doing the hurting, it also hurts us. So Jesus tells us how very important it is that we love and support each other. Jesus also tells us that when we mess up and we're not very kind, it is our job to go and fix it. That is being a loving person, because guess what? We're all going to make mistakes, right? So it's important that we remember that when we do mess up, it's important for us to go and fix it. And I think that's very challenging. But Jesus says when 2 or 3 are gathered, like Pastor Angela said, there Jesus is with us. And I think that means when we're worshiping. I think it means when we're doing happy things with our family. I also think it means that Jesus is with us when we're trying to fix hard things. We don't have to do that alone. Jesus gives us the courage and the strength that we don't have all by ourselves. So I hope you will remember today, guys, that our job is to love one another. And our hope is that we keep filling up our bucket with happiness, right? And when we do make a mistake, it's important that we try and fix it. Okay? All right, we got all the happy, I think. All right. Let's say a prayer, and then we're going to go to Sunday school. Loving and faithful God, we thank you so much for your Son, Jesus, who shows us how to love one another. That is what you have called us to do. Help us to fill each other up with love and kindness and to work toward peace and unity with all your people. Amen. Okay, walking feet.